Let me ask you something. Have you ever stared in a mirror and just felt tired? Hey? Tired of breakouts, tired of dullness, tired of scarring, tired of dark marks. But more than that, just tired of not knowing what to do next. You're not alone. You know, that feeling of just not feeling beautiful, even when everybody is telling you, girl, you look gorgeous. And you're just like, yeah. Well, that feeling, that's exactly why the GlowGuide exists. Welcome to the GlowUp by Cosmetology. I'm Ashleigh, your host, skincare expert, and founder of Cosmetology. And today's episode is very close to my heart. This Youth Month, we're talking about the kind of glow that's got nothing to do with makeup and everything to do with your mindset, with healing, and with feeling seen. We're diving into how true confidence starts with understanding yourself, your skin, and your purpose. And I'm super honored to be doing this alongside a man who understands transformation better than most. Our gorgeous coach, Mervin Marvey.
Hi.
Merv, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks, Ash. Thanks for having me.
Darling, your story is incredible. From Rustenburg to off-Broadway, from church choirs to global casting calls. But before the lights and before the shows, there was a little boy with a dream. And I'm guessing some human insecurities. Tell us, what was your relationship with your self-image and your self-confidence like in those early years?
I love that. I think it's always so important to reflect, to go back to the past, to understand where you are in the present, and then also to take that into the future. And I think for me, I really was instilled so much love at a very young age. I was fortunate enough to be raised by my mother and my dad, which is something that a lot of South African kids don't have, and I know that's a privilege. So I think both of them really instilled the confidence and the love and the self-assurance that I grew up with and I have now. So they allowed me to explore myself and explore my talents, and they also were part of nurturing those talents as well. And that's what really birthed the creative in me, because I really understood that I can do anything I set my mind to. As long as my parents are supporting me and I've got God by my side. It became a beautiful reflection of my inner self that then came out in the outward.
That's really gorgeous. And, you know, the thing is that most people assume that confidence is something that you're either born with or you're not. But it's not true, because confidence comes from clarity, from understanding your body, understanding your needs, and in our case, your skin.
Yeah.
In your situation, it was having your parents there to support you, walking alongside God to support you, and you wanted to spread that confidence with the rest of the world, right?
Yes.
This is exactly why we built GlowGuide. It's a tool that cuts through all the confusion. Basically, it's a 5-second selfie video, and it analyzes your skin through 150 data points. It takes like 150 little micro cameras or photos from all different angles of your face, and it cross-references it with over 1 billion professional skincare markers to give you an accurate skincare recommendation. And this is such an important tool for me, because I was just getting tired of watching people, especially the youth, trying to fix their skin with TikTok trends and cheap products or guesswork. I mean, don't even get me started on the hell no SPF motion that people are on right now. We're not even going to go there.
Yeah.
Because that part gets my blood boiling.
Yeah.
But all that trial and error just cycles through creating even more harm for your skin than gain. And it totally chips away at your confidence. That is what cosmetology is founded on. That's what the GlowGuide is founded on, is elevating the world's confidence through helping people see their true natural beauty at its best. Have you seen this with the youth that you coach?
Absolutely. And I think, we spoke earlier before we started that I was complimenting you on your skin, because you guys, if you are, you'll see it, but she is just absolutely gorgeous. Her skin is glowing. So
you're making me blush.
GlowUp is definitely working for you. It's really, really great. But I think, your skin, you could do anything you want to do. You could buy any product you want to buy. You can invest in any kind of product or routine that you want to invest in. But if your heart is not clear and clean and of sound mind, then you're not going to glow.
Absolutely.
Because the glow is not on your skin. It's not in the exterior.
Within.
It's from within. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And, we can always say, love the skin that you're in. But before you love the skin that you're in, you have to love yourself. And your skin will radiate love. And then you're able to radiate love to someone else.
Definitely.
So,
and Merv, you coach teens, women who are stepping into pageants,
yes,
stages, and the spotlight all the time.
Yes.
And I imagine some of those women and men carry deep wounds, about their appearance. What is your process when you meet someone who doesn't radiate their true self-confidence?
And I share the same sentiments. I always say to people, I'm a wounded healer. So for me, I've got scars as well. I've got wounds as well. But I've learned to heal along the way. And healing is a journey. It's not a destination. And you're right. I see a lot of my clients, I coach kids from age 4 all the way up to adults up to 45, married women. And oftentimes I do see how they're a little bit skeptical, or they don't love their bodies and the skin that they're in because of what society deems beautiful, the beauty standards. It's like unattainable.
It's totally,
it's unattainable.
Look, GlowGuide is an AI tool to help you see your natural self, but there's a lot of AI innovation that can really falsify what true beauty is these days.
Yes.
And it's about, looking beyond that to appreciate you as you are.
Yeah. And artificial intelligence is great. It's the future.
Yes.
But it also nullifies natural beauty.
Absolutely.
Because it also kind of erases who you are, and it makes you into the next person.
Absolutely.
So they totally taking away the uniqueness of who you are.
I feel like there's going to be a change in society. I've actually stopped putting filters on my videos. What you see is what you get.
That's it.
I must say, I am proud of what I see now.
Yes.
So I can wear my skin with pride.
Yeah.
And I do not judge people who don't have that confidence, that skin confidence yet. I was also there, but I think there's going to be a new movement. People are going to rely on AI, in my opinion, to advance their skills, to take them to the next level, to give a clear and precise recommendation, like with GlowGuide, because it's pulling data from, like I said, billions of accurate skincare professional recommendations.
Yes.
And product recommendations that a person wouldn't be able to naturally know on their own.
Yes.
So that part of it is great, but there's going to be a movement where it's not going to be, I need AI to look my best self with filters and changing how my face looks and how my body looks. I think that I can't wait to see a new movement which meshes
reality
and the intelligence from AI, not necessarily the alteration from AI. I would love to see that movement. Holding fingers crossed that that's going to happen.
Yeah, like a beautiful blend, It's such a beautiful tool that has sort of progressed and come into our technological space and digital space. It's great. But how do we allow it to not strip us from our humanity and rather help us and guide us
into expressing
that better, or help us into finding different maybe products in your sense, or finding different techniques or ways to better yourself and better your skin and better your education. I mean, it's a tool that's working for a lot of in the education system, you know. Yeah,
it's so real. And at the moment, what I love is when someone finally believes in themselves, when they finally see that inner beauty that you coach your customers with, or your clients with.
Yeah.
And when we also see that type of transformation with GlowGuide, I feel it with myself. Like I said in a previous video, I have been in aesthetics for 16 years. I should know skin. I should know my own skin. I should know what products to use for my own skin. But the range is so diverse, and sometimes you just need a little bit of guidance, and that's where I use GlowGuide for. But what I've seen is once people stop fighting their skin, they stop blaming themselves, and they just get clear guidance, in your case, from your coaching and helping them see their beauty from within. In GlowGuide's case, with the regimen that it provides you, and it literally gives you a full analysis of your skin, that's when the healing actually starts to begin. That's when people have a aha moment, right? I'm sure you see it yourself.
Yes.
You can give them all the praise, and you can tell them how gorgeous they are and how magnificent of a person they are. But until they actually start to be kind to themselves and loving towards themselves, because I believe self-love is the hardest kind of love. It's so easy to say, oh, babe, I love you.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
You're gorgeous.
Yes.
Look at you.
Yes.
And admire you. But for me to reflect
say it
that
to yourself,
back,
something else. It's a process.
It's quite a process. And so I love what you do because you give that guidance to help people see that natural beauty within themselves.
And confidence, it's an everyday practice.
Yeah.
It's an everyday thing. It's not something that comes and you've got it. You've got to affirm yourself every day, in every step, in everything that you do. It's not something that, you think, I've got confidence, so I don't really need to work on it. I have to constantly work on my self-assurance. I have to constantly self-consult. Consult with myself and sit with myself and say, how are you feeling? You're not feeling that great today. Okay, it's just today. It's not a bad life. You just,
I love that.
Yeah, it's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. And that has done a lot for my mental health. I know June is Men's Mental Health Month, where, we don't really speak much about our mental health as men, in society. And I think it's always a great reminder, this conversation that we're having, is that, if you don't see the beauty within, I always say you can always find the beauty outside.
That's true.
Taking a walk, looking at nature, allowing yourself to be out there, allowing to see beauty in a flower, allowing to engage outside with breath, that outer experience can remind you of your inner beauty.
That's absolutely gorgeous. I love that. I feel that I actually even need to hear that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because even though I feel I'm quite a confident person, I feel confident with myself. We all have downer days, where our external environment can bring down our internal selves. And it's good because now you're changing the narrative of the external environment by looking at the beauty.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
So you're not hiding in, right?
You're not hiding in. And sometimes when you are really that low and you're vibrating at a low vibration, sometimes you don't see the beauty. You might search for it inside. You might really listen to people saying, Ash telling you, find the beauty within yourself. But you might be so low that you don't find it and you don't see it. So then what do? Do you give up? No, because there's beauty everywhere. Then you find the beauty outside. It might be an affectional beauty. It might be an external beauty. It might be someone hugging you. And just that hug reminds you of the beauty of connection.
It fills your cup.
It fills your cup. And then after that, you're like, oh my God, I love this feeling. My endorphins are up.
You are more of that.
I'm more of that. You know, I'm more of a hug. I'm more of warmth. Oh, wow. Now I see I've got that beauty. It's there. Then just unlock that. You know, I always say, Ash, I don't believe in the word that I'm going to empower you. I don't have the right to empower you. Nobody has the right and the agency and the power to empower someone. We really don't. Instead, we need to change that narrative and say that I'm here to remind you of your power, because your power lives within you. And the people in your life just need to ignite it for you, or remind you of that power, or guide you to find it again. Putting someone's life in someone else's hands is not a great thing.
No.
I can't say that I'm going to empower you. I don't have capacity.
I was always raised by my dad to always be interdependent. That was the word that he taught me from a young age. And we used to have conversations, and I was, oh my word, Snorefest, Dad.
Yes, yes.
I mean, my dad's got a doctorate in philosophy. So,
wow.
you know, we would have these long conversations, and I'd be like, ugh. but as an adult, I so appreciate it. And those little things keep popping into my head. Interdependence. Interdependence is such an important thing to have. And in relationships, to assess whether you are dependent, codependent, or interdependent on the person that you are relying on for energy to fill your cup. And I must say, I feel very blessed to have an amazing husband that I'm interdependent with.
I love it.
You know, because that was kind of my guiding light. I was like, okay, I'm
find someone that
I'm going to not depend on, not feel bad about myself, that I need you to make me happy.
Yes, exactly.
You know? And I also am not going to, you know, you get a lot of people who are empathetic that feel that they need to deplete their cup to fill somebody else's, because that's their purpose.
It never works. It never works. I'll tell you now, I've tried that so many times and I've been burnt. I've been thirsty and thirsty and thirsty. So I've learned that my cup has to be full.
Absolutely.
Not half full. It has to be
important.
All the way full, and it has to overflow for me to give you a bit of the overflow.
Yes.
So you really are getting the overflow. You're not getting half of my cup.
And I find, you know, so just bringing it into my space, into the perspective of skincare, you know, talking about how sometimes we just need something to guide us. And that's also why GlowGuide is called GlowGuide, because it's there to bring you back. It's there to guide you towards finding your natural best and aligning you with your natural best. That's where the name came from. Yeah. It's not a
quick fix.
It's not a quick fix.
No.
You're not going to walk out of there with perfect skin. That's not what it's giving you. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about aligning with your natural best, whether it's acne, hyperpigmentation, scarring, or if you've just got an imbalance in your skin. You know, the whole goal is to see people shift from hiding behind filters and showing their bare face with pride.
Yes.
And in your space, you coach your clients to see that confidence, to see that inner beauty. You're guiding them. You are an extrinsic factor that is just reminding them of what they already have. And with GlowGuide, it is exactly that. It'll assess your skin. It tells you what you're dealing with and the steps to take to be able to bring that natural best back to full circle versus just, you're going to get a perfect skin.
Yeah.
Not a single spot. Come on.
Yeah. And it's difficult. The journey towards that quote unquote perfection is well, you'll never get to perfect. Right? That's the sad reality. But the journey towards a more healed exterior or skin, it's difficult. Clearly. There are a lot of days where you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't like what you see. You don't like the blemish, you don't like the pimple, or your face is burning, dark circles, or another thing that has been upsetting me a little bit with my face, because I'm 38 years old.
But you don't look
so thank you, honey bunch.
Fabulous for 38.
It's just the change of my face and how age is starting to kind of creep in some spots, in some places. I see, folds that I never had 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Sure.
But now my body and my face and my skin is starting to, it's not retiring, but it's starting to just let me know, you know what, we're now going for the fourth level.
Are lines of wisdom, darling.
They're lines of wisdom, and they're lines of wisdom and beauty and life success, life lessons and trauma and pain and breakups and
that you've overcome,
so it's very important to celebrate those as well.
It is. So that's the whole thing about, what cosmetology, what I represent.
Yes.
Is not changing yourself. I know I say this a lot, but I genuinely mean it. It's where I come from. It's my passion. It's what I believe in. It's not changing who you are, not time stamping and going, let's just freeze everything. Something's drooping, let's lift it. Lines on the lips might not yours. I'm saying one's lips might not be perfect, asymmetrical. Let's fix it. No. You have been blessed with what you have.
Yeah.
You have been blessed with the aging process that you've been given. So what GlowGuide does, what cosmetology does, is just say, okay, but we want to harness what you have as best as possible. And what we know is your skin's natural beauty. Let's just bring that back. Let's just elevate that. So, if you've got a bit of fine lines, don't ever give up on that sunscreen. If you have a look at my previous podcast where I talk about the benefits of sunscreen and why it's so important.
Yes.
We talk about that and how it reduces the skin aging process by reducing oxidization in the skin. That hydrates your skin.
Yes.
Take the time to give yourself a facial once or twice a week.
Ladies, take that makeup off. Take that beat off before you go to bed.
If anyone listens to the GlowUp and they're still going to bed with makeup on, I can say proudly that even in my prime youth, and I'm saying when you like fresh out of school, 18, clubbing until like 5, 6 a.m. I might still be wearing my clothes, but I always took my makeup off.
Absolutely.
Maybe not perfectly.
Yeah.
But I always took it off because between the hours of 9 p.m. and 1 a.m., that's when your skin cycle takes place.
Oh, wow.
So you want your skin to have the opportunity to replenish itself during that time. And
and rest.
And breathe.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Makeup just, anyway.
I mean, I see so many of my clients that do that, and part of it is because, they're like, no, but we paid for this face. I paid a lot of money to get this makeup done, and then I just don't want to waste it.
Okay, so then, ladies and gentlemen who wear makeup, if that happens, take a lot of photos.
Do your content when you have it.
And post it over a long period of time.
Exactly.
And your makeup will live forever.
Exactly. But take it off
at night. Because that needs to be removed.
Yeah, exactly. You have to remove it. And I feel bad for ladies that put makeup on to hide who they are, to be fair.
Yeah.
So when they do have a little a fancy evening with, you know, a new person in their life, and they just feel uncomfortable taking the makeup off. Honey, he's going to see you without makeup at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, you
That's
know,
true.
just get over it.
That's true.
Start to love who you are.
And you know, the impact of that shift when you actually start to love who you are,
Yes.
it's not just external, it's completely life-changing.
Yes, it is. Because you can walk into any space
Absolutely.
and dominate your energy.
Even if you might not feel it in the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, I've walked into many rooms where I felt intimidated
Yes.
by the people I'm around.
Yes.
And it's all on me.
Yeah.
It's not the people.
No.
People can't impact how you feel.
Mm-mm.
You have to take control of how you feel in an environment that, you know, makes you feel a certain way.
Exactly.
Either by adjusting your mindset, fake it till you make it, right? Or
Yeah.
if it's a toxic environment, remove yourself from the environment.
Remove yourself from the environment and remind yourself. I'll tell you why I don't believe in the fake it till you make it narrative, Ash. It's because you'll fake it so much that you end up not even making it. And then all you have left
is
the fake.
That's very powerful.
That you did.
And very profound. And I didn't see that coming.
Right? And then that's the thing, because honestly, 9 times out of 10 in our lives, you don't make it.
You just live in that space.
You live in that space, and then you don't. So then when we do fake it till you make it, and I totally understand what you were saying about that. It's just something that I have experienced, and I've spoken myself out of it because of that. I've often not made it.
But
and
you're
then
right.
all I had was the fake journey.
But you're right. You're
towards
actually
that.
right in exactly what you're saying. It's a perspective I haven't looked at before, and it makes perfect sense. And I think that's again where self-confidence and self-love is so vital. You say something, know yourself, live your life, and sparkle in it. Oh, I love that. And as someone who's helped shape young stars, I want to know, at what point does someone really begin to sparkle?
You know yourself, you know, live your life and sparkle in it. This is actually a saying that my sister tattooed on her arm.
Okay.
And, you know, it was supposed to be a tattoo that we were supposed to have together, you know, but she passed away.
Oh.
And she had the tattoo on her own. And shortly after she passed away, and after her passing, I then got the same tattoo on my right arm, because that's something that she believed in, and it's something that I believe in. She always believed that, you know who you are from the inside. Know the things that make you happy, the things that make you stand out. Know the things that trigger you, right? Live your life with the knowledge of knowing those things. Live with it, whether it's good or bad. You know, whether it's great things or trauma or whatever, know that you've walked that path. Then live your life according to that knowledge. But don't let that knowledge take away from the sparkle within you. Then once you know that about yourself, and you live your life, you need to sparkle in your life. That means you need to show up in your life. That means that you need to make an impact. You need to make, you know, you need to be inspirational, not just for other people, but for yourself. You need to be an influential person for yourself.
Yes.
You need to influence yourself. And once you start influencing yourself and your mind and your daily sort of affirmations, that's really when you sparkle, because then you're shining within. Absolutely. And you're shining not for validation, but you're shining because you understand who you are and you're living your life.
Did your sister encourage you to go on this coaching journey?
Absolutely. She was my first client.
Oh, wow.
I used to dress her back in the day. And I used to coach her just on confidence, because I saw how she didn't have confidence, and she sort of allowed people in society back then to influence her self-perception. So I made it my mission that I'm not going to ever let any woman that comes across me and our paths cross. I will never allow a woman to be not confident and not know her power. And that's why I started, because
that is such a beautiful,
yeah,
that's a beautiful narrative. Really, it's
because I've seen what it had done for her, to her. The fact that she wasn't confident and she didn't trust her voice. It really did a thing on her.
I'm sorry that you lost your sister. That is so hard. All we have is our family.
That's it.
And I couldn't imagine not having my sisters. And I'm really sorry that you had to live through that. But it's phenomenal that you've taken that pain and you've made it your mission. That you've even taken the experience of her tattoo and the saying of her tattoo and made it your motto. You've made it your life's motto. It's beautiful. That sparkle that you talk about, that is what this show, the Glow Up, is all about. It's not about fixing your flaws. It's about removing the fog so that people can see what's been there all along. And honestly, that's what I want every person who's listening to feel, that you're not broken, that your skin is not something that you have to fight, that confidence is not something that you fake.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's something that you unlock.
Yes.
And sometimes, it can start with a 5-second video that shows you where your skin is at and what it needs. And sometimes it's speaking to the great Coach Merv about how to bring that confidence that is within you out by just acknowledging and seeing what's around you. And that's what this is all about. It's a starting point.
Yes.
Wow, this has been really beautiful. Mervin, thank you for being the voice of real beauty, for your creative freedom, for confidence that lasts longer than makeup once it's wiped off. You've created a platform that shows young people that they are enough, just as they are. And we need more of that in this world.
Yeah.
We really do. To everyone who's listening, if you've ever doubted your worth because of your skin, I want you to know that we've all been there too. We've all been there. But you can rewrite that story.
Yeah.
And we'd be honored to help you do it with the GlowGuide, with education, and with the community that sees you here at the GlowUp.
Yes.
This youth month and every month, your natural skin is enough and you are enough. So important to know that and acknowledge that. And Merv, tell me, where can our listeners follow your work and connect with the ICFK?
Oh, good. So obviously I've got ICFK, which is International Casting Fashion Kids. That's an organization for kiddies ages 4 all the way to 18. And we go to international runways. We go to Colombia Fashion Kids this year in August. We went last year. We also went to Orlando Fashion Kids. So it's just a space where kids really learn about confidence and they learn about the development of modeling and acting in the performance industry. So they can absolutely find us on Instagram at INTL_casting_fashion kids. That is ICFK. And then obviously my coaching platform, M&M Coachings, is Merv Marv _coachings. They can definitely go there. And of course my personal Instagram as well, Merv Marv _official.
Fabulous. Tell me, Merv, when I was younger, I did modeling.
You should still do it. No. You're absolutely gorgeous. It's never too late to fetch that dream.
You know what?
We should get you in a pageant. I think so.
No, I'm not pageant queen material. I have so much respect for the women that do it. But first of all, I think my dark sense of humor might throw everybody off. No, jokes aside, I did modeling when I was younger, and it was in the space where, sure, confidence was not a thing that was taught.
Yes.
And it's really put me off ever putting my kids in the spotlight because, I mean, I was gymming for 2 hours a day. I was on diet pills at the age of 16. It's
just
ridiculous.
Unhealthy. Yeah.
So I remember going to a casting and the woman, I think it was for Guess. And the woman or the girls that were there at the time, they were like, no, they live on, you're going to judge, but I never did it, but I promise you that these words are true.
Yeah.
Cotton wool soaked in orange juice is what they were consuming.
Oh, I've heard of that. And toilet paper as well.
Shell shook.
Yeah.
I was shook.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you got to be kidding me. I mean,
imagine their colons now.
Can you imagine?
Where
and I
are they
feel
now?
so terrible for them because you know what? They do that, then they look gorgeous, so to speak.
Yeah. Walking hangers.
Yeah. And they are praised for that, for looking that way.
Yeah.
So what do? They continue destroying their bodies.
Yes.
And where there should be a point where casting agencies and modeling agencies should do a mental health check with their models.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense that is encouraged. Oh, girl, I remember I was told, I was tiny at the time. Like, I've never been super skinny because that's not my build.
Yeah.
And my love for food really exists.
Honey, and food in South Africa, we've got some of the best food.
The best. And I do like a happy dance. I actually noticed that my daughter does the same. We do like, when you eat something nice, we do like a happy dance.
Yes,
and it's like,
yes, exactly.
so
yes.
It seems to be a thing. So anyway, but I ate healthy. I did everything correctly. And was like told the one day, if you don't lose 2 centimeters around your hips, you're going to be a plus size model. And it was on that day where I said, you know what?
This is it.
This is not the space for me because this is not building confidence in women. This is taking advantage of beautiful women and exploiting them. And I think that anyone who's considering modeling, anyone who's considering getting their children involved in modeling, they really need to see someone like you, Merv, because I think it's important that it's not just about looking a certain way, but also knowing when to say enough.
Yeah.
And to say, this is not for me. Yeah. I will not be treated in this way, and rather find other avenues where they can be models, beauty queens, stars, without being exploited.
Exactly.
I never had that. It was like, you eat those cotton balls
and that's it.
Or you're going to be a plus size model. And I was like, well, I guess then I am.
Yeah, it's honestly, the industry can be so beautiful, but oh so toxic. And, with my little ones, I tell them, I instill in them. I mean, I've got one kid that started with me when she was 6, and she was a total Matilda. Like Matilda, finger in the nose, just, just totally just the best. Her hair just crazy, right?
Living her best life.
Living her best life. And now she's 9 years old and she is one of the top influential kids in this country.
Are you able
Fashion
to name?
Kids. Yes, her name is Azania Sweeney.
Oh, gorgeous.
So she is just my little doll. And she's special because she was the first 6-year-old that I coached.
Okay.
And when her parents brought her to me, I was like, what am I going to do with this 6-year-old? You know what I mean? Like, what? But because I've got a kindred spirit.
Yeah.
And I do have, kids are attracted to me. There's a kid inside of me. I've kept that alive.
I love that.
She just blossomed. But what I tell my little ones, I say to them, your voice needs to be the loudest and most important voice that you hear. No one else's.
Stunning.
No one else's voice. So whatever you hear outside, you need to take it by a grain of salt, because the voice that you really need to listen to is the voice in here. That is what is important. And, for instance, if you look at all my clients, I've got, plus size models. I've got models that are, one of my clients is obese, and she's proudly like that. I've got kids that are a little bit chubbier. I've got kids that look like quintessential models. I've got kids that are really tall. I've got kids that are really short. I've worked with models that have vitiligo. I'm super open to models that are different looking, because why not? Or just people that are different looking, because at the end of the day, these are people. And if your heart wants something,
go for it.
Go for it. Opportunity needs to meet you halfway.
Definitely. Merv, this has been such an inspirational conversation. When I set up this interview with you, I knew that you were going to bring something new to the table and fresh and inspire me. But honestly, I'm walking out of here a different person just from this conversation, because I am going to especially take away the message of, if you are not feeling like you're having a beautiful day, try and find the beauty on the outside with anything to fill your cup.
Yeah.
And I think that alone is a takeaway message that I'm going to remind myself of on my challenging days.
And also, a bad day is not a bad life.
That is a very important thing, because we often forget that.
Yes.
We often forget that.
In terms of mental health, it's a great reminder for us.
Absolutely.
To say, I had the crappiest day, but my life has been beautiful.
I love that.
I'm going to
add that in my bio.
Yeah, thank you. I thank you so much for having me.
It's been an honor to have you here.
We met at a beautiful event, and I just think it's so beautiful, how that brought us together. So thank you.
And I would love to have more chats with you.
Yes.
And pick your brain some more.
Please have me back.
Thank you so much to all the listeners for tuning into the GlowUp. If this episode moved you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready to begin your own GlowUp journey, head to cosmetology.co.za. Go and try the GlowGuide. It's free. Let us walk with you every step of the way. Until next time, stay gorgeous, stay glowing with pride.